Hello and welcome to the final DLC character of Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. Look at that roster. It's finally filled. Today we're gonna take a look at all the moves from Gyutaro, what his strengths are, his weaknesses, how unique of a character he is, and whether or not this guy is worth your money. Gyutaro has a very interesting gimmick where all of his skills will apply poison to the opponent. But there are a lot more gimmicks that I've discovered in the lab and I'll let you guys know all about it. But first, a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Raycon. Their wireless earbuds, headphones, and speakers offer premium sound, useful features, an almost custom comfortable fit, and up to 54 hours of battery life. If you're looking for a gift this holiday season, they start at half the price of other premium audio brands. They make the perfect gift for your mom, your dad, your friend, your co-worker, or heck, all of them. Because you can get 30% off by shopping Raycon's holiday bundles. Because why get one pair of earbuds when you could get two? They're perfect for whatever you need. Listening to music, taking work calls, working out, listening to podcasts. And they look sleek and stylish no matter what you're doing. You can buy Raycon in stores right now like Kohl's and Walmart, but the best deal you will find is when you use my special link, buyraycon.com/Globku. By using that link, you'll get a 20% discount off of the entire website. Or you can save even bigger and get 30% off if you go for a Raycon exclusive holiday bundle. There are also different deals coming out throughout the season, so remember to check back in when it's time to finally buy those gifts. Buyraycon.com/Globku for 20% off anything you order, or 30% off their exclusive bundles. And thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this video. Gyutaro has the highest damage multiplier in the game, tied with Akaza, at 1.25 times, meaning that combos on Gyutaro will deal more damage than on other characters. To make up for that, he has the exact same healing as Akaza does whenever he boosts or surges. So he takes a lot of damage, but he can heal pretty well too. He's got a level 2 dash speed, so it's on the same level as characters like Susanoo or Zenitsu, making him faster than most of the roster, but still slower than the new Tanjiro, Akaza, or Makomo. And Gyutaro has a very interesting gimmick, where every single one of his skills, demon skills, as well as his ultimate, all apply poison on the opponent. It's a much smaller amount of poison damage than Shinobu or Yushiru, but it's constantly affecting them, since it's literally on every ability he does. So it just feels a lot more consistent overall. But let's look at his moves, starting with his normal attacks. They have very good range for melee attacks, and it's overall a very short string. The neutral combo only has 7 hits, which is really good for combo time and scaling. But most of the damage in this combo actually comes from the last 2 attacks. So confirming fast from attacks into skills isn't something that Gyutaro values as much as other characters. He's got a good lunge too. It's very easy to push block and punish with him if you've got the tech. All of these attacks, however, have a much bigger recovery than usual, so you can't really stagger attacks with Gyutaro, and you're much more susceptible to getting punished by a push block than other characters. The up combo finisher deals slightly less damage and launches the opponent, pretty much what you'd expect. And the down combo finisher knocks the opponent down and has the biggest damage of the 3. Gyutaro jumps into the air to deliver this final strike, so if for some reason the opponent decided not to push block your pressure, you can go for some easy guard break setups, but don't count on it. His boosted finisher is a regular lunge, and if it connects, it plays this animation for some solid damage. And then we move on to the air, where he's got a really good jumping attack. Solid hitbox, it can catch an opponent just as you're leaving the ground, and with the right height, you can even loop jumping attacks for free. This doesn't spend any meter at all. But even better than his jumping attacks, his is dive. I kid you not, I think this is the best dive in the game. At first it looks like it's just really good, solid angle, solid hitbox, but then what's so special about it is that not only is it plus on block, it leads into a true block string if the opponent doesn't push it. They are forced to keep blocking here, so it's extremely safe to attempt. And on top of that, it deals insane guard damage. This dive deals more damage to a guard than a regular dash. 4 dives equals guard break, so mixed in with some of his skills, this is going to make Gyutaro a guard break monster. I like his strong attack a lot. I think it comes out pretty fast. There's barely any wind up animation, and he strikes twice, but it is unsafe this time around. If the opponent blocks it, they can just punish you. They don't even need to push it back. And to wrap up his normals, the grab has a very good balance between how fast it is and its range. It's not Nezuko range, but it's faster. It's not Akaza speed, but it reaches further. The damage is a bit on the low side in my opinion, especially since his grab recovery is extremely long, which makes it a very risky option. You can't even safely read a tech at the end of a combo. Chances are you'll still be recovering when the opponent gets up. But that's it as far as his normals go. Let's jump right into his skills. First, a reminder that all of these skills will apply a small amount of poison. The amount is always the same regardless of skill, so I won't be mentioning it as we go through each one of his skills. Just keep it in mind. First up, Flying Blood Sickles. This is a small projectile that deals good damage, and on the ground it can be used to extend combos, since you can attack for free afterwards or link it with other skills. In the air, this move ground bounces the opponent, so depending on your distance, you might be able to continue the combo for free as well. This is a great ability to punish an opponent that's out of reach. It can catch folks after they escape, when they boost, because with the right distance, they can parry the projectile but you won't be affected. On block, however, this ability can be unsafe, but it is really hard to punish it. The opponent has to push block the projectile and be within the correct distance. If they're close, they'll push Gyutaro back and you won't be able to catch him, but if they're far enough away to push just the projectile and reach them with their attack, it is possible, just really situational. Next up, Tilt skill does the Blood Sickle Slash, where Gyutaro lunges and hits the opponent twice. You can follow this up with normal attacks for free or other skills if you want to, and this ability is really safe on block, making it one of the best abilities he has for neutral, because it tracks pretty well, moves a solid distance, so you can play oppressive with Gyutaro if you want to. If you press the button again, Gyutaro will follow up with a final attack that deals extra damage and knocks the opponent into the air. At this point, you can't follow up this attack with anything except a dash cancel to go for an air combo, but this isn't safe on block anymore. In fact, if the opponent reads it, they can escape the combo at this point and punish you before you're able to do anything, because on whiff, you can't even jump cancel it. The jumping and ground versions are pretty similar in both damage and tracking. It's a solid neutral tool, pressure tool, and combo tool. Finishing his regular skills is the Rampant Arc Rampage, which is Gyutaro's invincible move with a huge area of effect. On hit, even though it crumples the opponent, it still has a lot of recovery, so you can't go for anything fancy like a strong attack or a grab. Even your skills won't connect. The only thing you can do is go for normal attacks. And it starts a red combo, so even though you get something out of this, it's not a lot. It is super punishable on block, as invincible moves usually are, but this one has an extra feature. You can extend the duration of this attack by holding down the button. You can let go at any point, but if you hold it the whole way though, it will no longer crumple the opponent, it will just knock them away and finish the combo. Damage-wise, this move isn't anything impressive. It really is mostly a reversal to get out of a tough spot, but because you can hold it for a really long time, it also deals a ton of guard damage. So if the opponent's guard has been damaged enough, you can actually go for some guaranteed guard break resets. And now it's time for his demon skills, starting with, that. Yeah, I'm not reading that. This is an armored move with a big range in front of Gyutaro. The damage is okay. Unfortunately, this doesn't give you a combo or anything. You can put it at the end of combos if you want, but it's usually not worth it. Its main purpose is definitely to counter an opponent approaching or to deal guard damage, because this move deals a ton of it. But you might ask, if we already have an invincible move that actually gives us a combo and also deals a ton of guard damage, then why would we ever spend a demon bar for this? On top of that, it's armor instead of invincibility. Isn't this just worse? Well, unlike the guard skill, this one is completely safe. So if you're not sure you're gonna get the hit, this one is much safer to just throw out. And last but not least, we have the Tilt Demon skill, Flying Blood Sights Bend. The most unique ability in his kit by far. It's a slow-moving projectile, which makes it already great for neutral. You can follow the projectile, stay protected, and mix up your opponent with a heavy guard damage, or just go for a grab. It also deals some solid guard damage on its own, so the opponent isn't really encouraged to block it. And then, even if they dodge it, the attack doesn't go away. It lingers on stage for a while, sometimes outside of the stage. And after lingering for a bit, it starts chasing the opponent even faster and with better tracking. And it doesn't go away, even if you hit or make Gyutaro block. The tracking on this is really good. It is possible to dodge it, but you'll have to focus on defense. And trust me, Gyutaro will not be sitting still while you do that. It's a very oppressive ability, and while it's out there, Gyutaro doesn't have to worry about getting hit, because the projectiles will come back to save him. But there are a few ways to deal with this. One, the ability has a range limit. So if it's not right in the middle of the stage, you can try to move to the other corner. It has very good range, but it's not infinite. And two, the projectiles will disappear on a cinematic attack. So you can try to grab Gyutaro or land an ultimate on him. And three, this one is perhaps a bit matchup specific. It's one of his strongest abilities, but against certain characters he is going to struggle, because it will clash with any other projectiles in the game. Since this one costs a demon bar for Gyutaro, that's not a great trade, especially if you're trading against free projectiles. Or if you're Urokodaki, you can just place a trap. They will also delete each other. Moving on to his ultimate, it's a pretty interesting one. First of all, I'm not reading all of that. What the hell? Second, the activation is a projectile. It comes out pretty fast. It's not hard to include in combos at all, but also because it is a projectile, if you have enough distance between you and your opponent, it's actually safe on block. So that's yet another thing that Gyutaro can use for guard breaks and feel pretty safe about it. If it connects, it plays out this entire animation. This is the only ultimate in the entire game that deals different damage. Usually, a level 3 ultimate deals 6,336 damage on 1.0 times characters. This one deals 6,019, which is less, but that's a really insignificant difference. If you zoom in really close, you'll see that the damage difference is about 2 pixels. And the thing is, with Gyutaro's ultimate, it also applies poison, so theoretically, you could call his ultimate the strongest in the game. Personally, I don't think it is. Ultimates are usually only used to get the kill, and if you're gonna survive by those 2 pixels, I think that's bad. Poison can kill you anyway, so in the end, it's just an ultimate that didn't kill. And also, Gyutaro's combos nerfed the hell out of this ultimate. It scales really bad. And now that you know his moves, here are my final thoughts on the character as well as some tips on how to play him. When you hit the lab with Gyutaro, you might find some saucy combos, but you'll probably end up in the same place that I did. He's just like Taki, his best combos are boring. And that's because most of his damage is in his 3rd and his 4th attacks of his normal combo. But also, because that combo is so fast, he can do it more times than most characters. So his combo game ends up being pretty simple and not at all expensive. And when you first look at the damage numbers, you may be disappointed by his damage, but if you look at the opponent's health bar, you'll see that this simple combo dealt over 40% damage for only 2 bars. That's really good. And that's because in training mode, the numbers don't show you the poison damage, and that was already annoying for the 3 Shinobu mains out there, but now with everyone trying out this character, it's annoying for everybody. So you don't spend much meter comboing, which means you can save your resources for resets, guard breaks, and neutral. His neutral is super oppressive if he has the time to bring out those projectiles, but they completely lose to other demon projectiles, so he will struggle a little bit more there. But still, he has that godlike tilt skill for approaching and the armor on his demon skill for countering. Guard breaks are super easy if you know what you're doing. Demon skill, tilt skill, guard skill, and the dive all deal insane guard damage. I'd even go as far as saying that Gyutaro is the new guard breaker king of this game. Sorry, Inosuke. And because some of these moves are armored, you can just drop a combo and reset into guard break. Easy. Some of these resets can definitely be parried, but the parry can also be baited, so it's a two-way street. I think Gyutaro just feels good to play, and that's in large part thanks to how awesome his normal attacks are. It felt like a character that was instantly familiar, and we got all of this tech in a single day. I think he's definitely very strong, but I also fear that he might struggle against projectiles, which means he might not be good against the current top 2 characters in the game. And those are my thoughts on Gyutaro. Fantastic character by CC2 once again. If this really is the last one, I think they went out with a bang. And I can't wait to see what they do next, whether it's a new game or another season of DLC. Let me know in the comments what you think of Gyutaro, and don't forget about today's sponsor. Go to buyraycon.com/Globku to get 20% off site-wide or 30% off their holiday bundles. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!